Do you have a pen we may use?
We are on air.
School teacher took it with her.
I'm not a school teacher, so you can use mine if you want.
Well, thank you.
Where would we leave a petition? Would you?
Yes.
You need a pen. I lost mine. Thank you.
Yes.
With the picture. With the picture.
Yes, with the picture.
Excellent.
We do have a forum. We have four directors present. Okay. Thank you. Got it. Welcome to everybody. My pleasure.
Microphone.
It is. It's on. Hello.
That's better. Good.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our 46th United Mutual annual meeting of the members. We do have a quorum for this meeting. We have 4 directors that are present here, and we have 1, 2, 3 directors that are attending the meeting virtually. So with that, I'd like to welcome you to the 46th United Annual Meeting of the members of United Laguna Woods Mutual. And the purpose of this meeting is to say goodbye to the directors that have completed their term of office, and then introduce you to the new directors that have been newly elected. And shortly following that meeting, we have another meeting of the board to elect the officers. So with that, I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Siobhan Foster, the COO of EMS. And all turn and face the flag.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Siobhan. The next item on the agenda is the acknowledgement of the press, and this program is being televised on TV6. I'd like to have a director give me a motion for the approval of the agenda. Thank you, Carl. May I have a second?
A second.
Thank you. If there's no objections, then I'll consider the agenda approved. The next item is the approval of the minutes of the annual meeting from last year, which was held on November the 10th, 2020, and that was the 45th annual meeting of the members. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. May I have a second? Thank you, Carl. The minutes are approved. Next item is President's remarks. I don't have much to say other than it's been a hard year for all of us. First, we had the pandemic, and which is still not completely over. Then we had our malware attack on our systems here in the community. And in addition to that, we've had trouble placing insurance. And so it's been a very hard year on everybody, including the directors. Maybe even especially the directors, because they're the ones that are accountable to all of you. And all I can say is that I hope this next year will be an improvement. We have new directors that maybe will help to accomplish that. And hopefully we do the right things. Thank you. The next item is the acknowledgement of the outgoing directors. And so I'd like to introduce those directors. First, and as I call your name, please stand next to your chair. I realize if you're virtually, you can't do that, but the ones that are here, please do that. The first one is Elsie Addington, who has just completed 3 years of service. Thank you, Elsie. Next is Diane Casey. Diane Casey will still be able to stay with us because she's been reelected. Next one is Sue Margolis, who was our acting president for the last 2 years. And Sue is not able to join us today. And lastly is Carl Randazzo. Carl is here with us today. Thank you very much, Carl. Then I'd like to introduce the names of the directors that are continuing. The first one is Neda Ardani, and she is not here. I don't see her. Oh, she's here virtually. Thank you very much, Neda. Next one is Andre Torn. I know a lot of you recognize that name because he is out there amongst you constantly. Next one after that is myself. I will try to behave and do a good job for you. Next director is Azar Azgari, and she is attending virtually. Next is Cash Akwakar. I don't see him on the screen, so I guess he's not with us. And the last one is Reza Bastani, who is just starting his second year of his second time on the board. So that completes the continuing directors. Next, I'd like to introduce the newly elected directors who are going to be serving, four of them are going to be serving for a 3-year term starting now, and one will be serving for a 1-year term, who is replacing a director who's departed this last year, and his term was coming up to end next year. As I call your names, please stand up and be recognized, and then come on up and take an empty chair up here with the rest of the directors. First person is Maggie Blackwell. Her term expires in 2024. Maggie, can you come up and join us, please? Next newly elected director is Patricia English. Her term expires 2024. Pat, could you join us? Next director is Pearl Lee. This would be her first service with the board. Her term expires 2024. Please come up, Pearl. Then we have Anthony Liberatore, and his term expires 2024. Anthony, could you join us, please? And our last one is Diane Casey, whose term expires 2022. Diane? So that completes the introduction of our new directors that forms our new board of directors. We are now at item 11, which is the members' comments. And you should have turned in a card to the desk over here on your right. And that will allow you to come up. If your name is called, you'll be allowed to come up to the dais. And you're limited to a 3-minute presentation. And that is hard and fast. At the end of 2 minutes, you will be given a signal that you have 1 minute left to speak.
Our first comment will come from Tony Mandel, 31C. Which will be read by staff.
When you come up to speak, identify yourself by your name and your manor number, please. Yes.
Tony Mendel, 31C. Director, social media posts divide our community. I join with others who feel that it is imperative that we bring this situation to the attention of the board, since it is the only body that can investigate and take actions on this matter. This United Director has presented his ideas to the United boards many times, and the boards have rejected them, yet rather than using suitable means for regress, which would be to bring the ideas up once again to this board, he posts one-sided grievances on social media. Recently, he accused VMS employees with hearsay. His posts have been turned residents against resident, neighbor against neighbor, and those who live here against our boards, our management company, and its employee. He has contributed mightily to a disrupted and destructive atmosphere within Laguna Woods Village. I join with others to request that this board act to compel this director to adhere to the agreement that all other board members within our community abide by regarding not posting on social media.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Next speaker is Juanita Skillman, 2154N.
Juanita Skillman, 2154N. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the outgoing members of our board, particularly Elsie Addington, Carl Rendoza, Sue Margolis, and of course, Diane, we're so glad you're staying with us for another year. They have done so much behind the scenes that residents have no idea all the work that goes into being a board member. And these board members particularly have done so much for this mutual, whether they're serving on Governing Docs Committee, the Maintenance and Construction Committee, as our president for the last 3 years. There has been so much that has been going on that has been beneficial to our mutual. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank them and wish them well in their next endeavors.
Kathy Arnold, 404D.
My name is Kathy Arnold. I live at 404D Avenida Castilla. I am here today to represent In Soon Young at 411C. He loves to golf. With advancing age, it is becoming increasingly difficult to carry his clubs back and forth to his carport, which is located a fair distance from his house. He is requesting that a small area of plants just outside his front door be removed to make room for his golf cart. He would be willing to remove the plants and replace them should it ever become necessary. His manor is located in a unique location in that the other 3 manors of 411 flank his home. His home faces the perimeter of the cul-de-sac, placing him out of view to almost everyone. This would be an ideal setting to park his golf cart. He would like to submit for the board's consideration the following documents: mutual consent for manor alterations form, letter of petition with 12 signatures from residents, hand-drawn schematic, a photo of proposed cart space. Any questions should be directed to me. Thank you for this attention, or your attention in this matter. Would anybody like to have these pictures and forms? Okay.
Next speaker is Parnez Azarnia, 922A.
Good morning. My name is Parina Zazania. The manor I want to talk is 922A. I have 2 manors right now because I moved from upstairs by my doctor notice to the board that I have to go downstairs, and I bought the downstairs unit. And I wish to do the things that is for my health because I have fracture in bones. Then I couldn't get any chance to do anything in my manor. The only things I did, I called the resident service because my entry door was kind of broken. Then the gentleman was talking to me, says, you don't need permit for entry door. Then I called that lady, Nainalen, that was emailing me or talking to me. I says, She says if it's under $500, you don't need permit. English is my second language. Maybe I don't understand it on the phone. I ask email. I says, would you somebody give me an appointment? I sit down and talk to somebody and fill application. I don't know how to do it. She says no appointment, no nothing, no person meeting. Then she says if it's under $500, you can do it. No problem. Bring us the receipt. Then I bought the cheapest door in Home Depot. That I want to buy better door, but I bought the cheapest one. Then I install it. Then yesterday somebody is calling me, says, we're going to give you fine because you didn't get permit. I says, Nylanin says, no permit. Maybe I misunderstand. I don't want to do anything against the law. I just want to follow the law, but I misunderstand because nobody talked to me in person. And I don't understand maybe on the phone. Maybe I misunderstand. They have to have record for that person. In resident service told me you don't need permit for entry door. And Nylalin says if it's under 500, you don't need permit. But she's telling me you don't need permit for the CD. Not I don't understand.
1 minute
this
remaining.
Stuff. I just need help. I don't want to pay rent, fine for something that I didn't do mistake. I didn't do against the law. And they have time for fine me, call me yesterday in a holiday, says you have to give fine this much to us, and they don't have time to call me when I need help. That's not right.
Our next speaker will be Michael Landry, 693B.
Michael Landry, 693B. I have 2 points I'd like to make, maybe a request. First thing is bees. Every time I'm walking, we walk a lot, and I always see pest control people killing bees instead of rescuing them. I know it's considered expensive to save them, but it's more expensive to lose them. If it is illegal, you're right. I talked to a pest control guy about 3 months ago. I said, what are you doing with these bees? Well, I'm killing them. Why? So I would urge the board to do something about rescuing the bees, for God's sakes. Second point is solar. I have a motorhome up at the Lot A, and I'm there a lot, and I see all this sunshine. That would be so wonderful to have solar collectors there. It's a perfect place to collect solar energy. It's not doing anything except parking our motorhomes there. I'm sure there are grants available that would make it affordable to the village. And I understand that we've been through 2020 with a pandemic, and the revenues have got to be down, I'm sure. But think of all the energy that could be saved with solar collectors in a space that is maybe not wasted, but we could make better use of that space to collect solar energy. If nothing else, just to run that particular lot and a lot more in the village. Thank you very much.
Alice Dunfield-Verneau, 211C.
Hello, my name is Alice Donenfeld-Renew. I'm in 211C. Thank you. For many decades, the residents enjoyed common grounds, a cemented meeting area surrounded by trees and grass. The original builders of the area provided picnic tables and chairs in this area for resident use. We have information through resident memory that goes back 26 years when the picnic tables and benches were no longer usable. They were removed and the surrounding residents replaced them by bringing tables and chairs and leaving them for all to use. It was a continued gathering place for friends. Groups use the area for meetings. A grief group meets there. I've used it for open mic poetry and storytelling. And when I first moved here, one of the selling points of the area was that local women met in this area at 12 noon on Sundays to get together for potluck, have a glass of wine, cup of coffee, conversation, and companionship. Even during the pandemic, this area was used. We would move our chairs apart and chat with a friend. Even though we were huddled in our homes in fear, this was the one place we could go that we knew was safe. And even though we were the poster children for the virulent virus, we had a safe place to go outside to have human contact, important for so many of us who live alone. As seniors in Laguna Woods, companionship, talking with others, a chance to sit for a few minutes of conversation is crucial for our well-being, especially in this time where social contact is so important. But you want to deprive us of this. We got a notice. Get your furniture out or we're going to confiscate it. We're going to
1 minute remaining.
Pardon?
1 minute remaining.
It was posted, nailed on trees in our area. We have not had any conversation about this. There has been no hearing. This was a stealth attack, unilateral, no discussions or meetings. We woke up one morning and it was there. It was shocking in its cruel failure to consider the consequences. After continuing a long tradition, this was threatening. And why? No reason. Many of us called the compliance department, others resident services, and we were given a flat response of insistence on compliance. We were told that the area could still be used for gatherings, but residents would have to bring their own chairs and tables to meet. Are you insane? Are they crazy? How are 90-year-old women with walkers going to drag a chair or a table to sit? This is a chance for them to get out and a place for them to sit.
Time has expired.
Thank you.
I've submitted a petition and I have a picture of the area if you would like.
I, in addition, live alone.
All right.
Grant, we'll call the name of the next speaker. Go ahead, Grant.
I'm sorry.
The next speaker
I
is
can't hear, sorry.
Grant, we'll call the name of the next speaker.
the next speaker is Maxine McIntosh, 68C.
Good morning, and I thank all of you board members who are here in the room. I know it's perfectly all right to choose not to be, but I'm very glad you are. It makes us feel more like we're getting back to normal. And I also want to thank everyone, all the board members and United Mutual members who voted in this last election. We have restored people to the board who really know the protocols of United, who know what the pains and the glories have been over many, many years. And I thank them because some of them have been on GRF, VMS, and United before, maybe several times on United and several times on GRF, but they stepped up to the plate again. And I thank them all. The only one without previous board experience, I believe, is Pearl. But look at the experience she brings. Yes, Pearl. She brings from working as the coordinator and the director of assisted living facilities in her past for many years. That's wonderful. What a neat viewpoint to bring to our board. Thank you, Pearl, for stepping up. I'm so grateful. I only have, and of course, Diane returns with CPA experience. I think we can always use an experienced CPA on this board, if not two. I have only one request at this time. I hope this board will carefully consider the condition of the benches along Serpentine Walk. Serpentine Walk, we know, is our busiest walk in United. It is used from before daylight in the morning till midnight at night. You see the people out with flashlights, and it's a long ways, and we do need benches that dry quickly and will withstand the debris that blows onto the benches. And originally, we had decided on self-cleaning benches throughout United, and those are the green ones that you see
1 minute
along
remaining.
the streets. 1 minute? Did you say? Thank you. And of course, they can be any color the board chooses. At that time, we just chose green. But those are fast drying and self-cleaning benches. And the following board, a few years later, decided they wanted pretty benches, and they weren't pretty enough. So they decided to change that resolution for benches that are not along the street, that are inward like they are along Friendship Walk and Serpentine Walk. Well, if you take the walk and look at the benches, you'll see we have a mishmash. We really need benches that will hold up, that will serve the people who need to sit down and rest. And I hope you'll all give that some consideration. Thank you, and welcome, welcome, welcome to our board.
Next speaker.
Next speaker is Ellen from 24A. Diana. Ellen Diana.
Hi, my name is Ellen Diana. I'm in 24A. I'm reading a letter that Mark Greenman had sent to Mr. Parker on his behalf. If time is up, he'll finish it. Dear Mr. Parker, the recent election for director of the Board of Directors of United Mutual was illegal and fraudulent and is legally voidable. United Mutual or someone on United's behalf provided Anthony Liberatore and or Maggie Blackwell access to personal email addresses of all United members for the purpose of furthering Liberatore and Blackwell's campaigns. Liberatore and Blackwell used these email addresses to send out multiple emails to United members advocating their candidacies, along with the candidacies of Pearl Lee and Patricia English. United never informed Mark or Lenny Ross that they could have access to the email addresses. The Davis-Sterling Act was designed in part to install fairness in HOA elections. The Davis-Sterling Act provides operating rules to ensure any candidate or member advocating a point of view is provided access to association media. Plainly, United violated the Davis-Sterling Act, and the remedy by a plaintiff in court would have the election voided. United not providing him, Mark, or Mr. Ross with the same United member email list database was not only illegal, it was grossly unfair, which is why the Davis-Sterling Act seeks to prevent. Elections must be played out on an even playing field. In today's age of electronic media and communication, certain candidates should not be favored by providing them with access to crucial email addresses while not providing it to other candidates. And since I only have a minute left, I just want to say that I moved in here because this was supposed to be a community where everybody was looking out for each other. The fact that this app called Nextdoor has everyone talking about all the candidates and all the things that are going on behind our backs is absolutely devastating to me. That we already had an election that was beyond horrific, and now in our own community where I moved into, it's the same thing going on, where you can't trust politics and the people that are elected. And I'm really upset about it. And thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Mark Greenman, 912N.
Good morning. My name is Mark Greenman. I was a candidate in the recent election, and I just want to pick up where Ellen left off. First of all, I want to reread the statute she talked about. And I want you to look it up. It's California Civil Code, Section 5105. It's election rules. Anybody, I want you to please look that up on the internet. Civil Code 5105, and you can interpret it for yourself. This is what it says. An association shall adopt operating rules that do all of the following. And number one says, ensure, make certain that if any candidate or member advocating a point of view is provided access to association media, if that happens, then what happens is equal access shall be provided to all the candidates. It's my understanding that what happened was emails were sent to the candidates with an attachment, a PDF attachment with all the email addresses. That should have been provided to me. I could have accessed it or not accessed it. That was my choice. But the law required them to give it to me. And one thing that also should be mentioned is how unfair this was. There's a lot of things that came into play here. Number one is the Meet the Candidates Forum. The operating rules for United state that the Meet the Candidates Forum is supposed to take place before the ballots go out. That didn't happen here. The ballots went out on, I think, the 1st of September, and the Meet the Candidates was not held, I think, until the 9th or 10th of September. So, and then before that, this is what everyone needs to know, is that two of the candidates for the board took out a Gmail address, Laguna Woods Village at gmail.com, which is Laguna Woods Village at gmail.com.
1 minute remaining.
The S. So anybody receiving an email from Laguna Woods Village at gmail.com would think it's from Laguna Woods, like an official email, which is they wanted people to open it. And that's what people did. And when they opened it, they saw a third-person email endorsing these candidates. Dear United member, in a few days you will be receiving a ballot in the mail, and we want to share with you the qualifications of these 4 candidates. Boom, 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 boom. It then goes on to talk about all the problems United is having, and it doesn't even mention it's from a candidate until the very, very, very last line of the email. It is exceptionally deceptive, grossly unfair, and illegal, and we are exploring our options, and what we don't want is an expensive lawsuit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Excuse me, Grant. Are there more speakers?
The next comment is from Cynthia Schaefer, 207F.
Hi. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the newly elected candidates and pleased to see you here. And second of all, I'd like to talk about the situation that Alice was talking about. I live at 207F, and we have a nice little park area out there, and there are chairs, and they are going to be taken away. We use that a lot. Now, if you say you don't like the way it looks, then you can, we love it if you would provide benches and a table or two for us, because if it's against your rules, that we have our own. But these things have been there since I've lived here. And I've been here 15 years, and they've moved around, they've increased or decreased the number, but that's where we meet. Just a couple days ago, I gave a talk on earthquake preparedness, and I had about 15 people. Pass that around. That came to it. We've had memorials there for people in our area that have died. We had poetry reading. We have all kinds of things there. Lots of potlucks. It's our way of socialization. And this time of COVID, socialization has become very important because isolation is causing a great increase in dementia, spousal abuse, depression, suicide, alcoholism, people taking extra drugs that they don't need or recreational ones. So we really need this area where we can communicate. Many of our people cannot drag their chairs out. And like on the meeting the other day, I did help one of our neighbors get out.
1 minute remaining.
Thank you. I did help a couple people get out to come, but if you have to take chairs and a table and whatever you're going to have at the potluck and your notes for what you're going to talk about, it becomes overwhelming. So we need something out there. If you're going to take away the things that we have out there, we need a replacement. So please consider that. This is our socialization. It's imperative that we have something like this to sit and communicate, because we have good neighbors and we want to stay together, and we're a close we're a close community, and that's the best thing about Laguna Woods. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Norma Godfrey, 939A.
I am Norma Godfrey, 93A, and I'd like to start by saying I've been in the village for many years, and I love it here. You can't do better. Nothing's perfect. That's what people tend to forget at times. You think everything is going to be perfect. And I'd like to thank the board members that have served before, because I've watched them and handle themselves, and they've done a beautiful job. But you can't do everything perfect, and I know that. And that's okay. But I do have a request. I'm talking about, it's concerning landscaping, particularly in my area. It seems when they come and do the shrubs and they do their little, their time when they give you full time to do your shrubbery around your manor, it seems some of the workers do a beautiful job. And then there are others, and they leave things. The bushes are irregular and everything else, and so my request is that maybe you could have some kind of seminar, or maybe a half day or a day long, for the landscapers, learning how to trim shrubbery so that it is attractive, not so it looks beat up. And that's the request. And then my third item is, for crying out loud. Juanita mentioned the benches. I'd like to request that you add more benches too. And I walk by the creek a lot. And it'd be nice to maybe have a few more benches, because since COVID, there have been a lot more people walking, and there are more people using benches. And people are trying to keep a distance, so maybe even another table. And the type of benches, I definitely have one that's
1 minute
priority.
remaining.
It would be the green benches, because they seem to stay the cleanest. And when I walk, I sit on benches wherever I go. And I always look for the green ones, because they're usually dry sooner if it's been wet. And they're cleaner than the other ones. They seem to stay cleaner. So they've been a good addition. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Sierra Jessica Calise, 207B.
Yes, just 207B. Good morning, and congratulations to those who won our election. Much appreciated. I came here in 2015 because friends recommended it. I saw it on 60 Minutes, how great it is here. And I was coming, for sure. And I've been here 5 years, and the area that we have we call it our plaza, because it's surrounded by trees and there's concrete. There have been chairs there since I'm here. And we have dined out there, we have coffee clutches, we have poetry, we have storytelling. And during this pandemic, this has been most important to me, to have companionship and communication. And during this pandemic, to be able to wave to someone across the street, walking your dog, was important, because we had no contact. So these seats out here are important, and I have no idea why the demand is for us to remove all our things. What is the complaint? I don't understand it. Again, this is supposed to be the creme de la creme of living spaces for senior citizens. I think you all agree on that. And it's impossible. We have a lot of 90-year-olds. They can't drag their chairs out. And some of us have enough to drag our own chairs out with having to try and set up all the furniture. You know, if you want different benches, and I understand there were benches here and tables originally, and they're gone because they deteriorated. You can gladly bring them back to us. We would love to have
1
them.
minute remaining.
I'm sorry?
1 minute remaining.
Thank you. We would love to have new benches if you don't want our furniture. And again, I don't understand why this is a demand, and I've been here since 2015, and many people have been there much longer. Again, this has been very confining during COVID, and it's been a saving grace for all of us. And I don't know what we have to do. I don't understand how this works, but I'd love to have you consider, if you don't want our furniture, please give us furniture that we can have our meetings, have our coffee clutches. And during the pandemic, we had food delivered so that we could sit out and communicate with each other. This is just, it's unlawful. It's awful and unlawful. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.
We have another email comment that will be read by staff.
Juan Manon, 136U. Over the past several months, I have become increasingly concerned about the public behavior of a United director who deliberately tries to make inflammatory statements against BMS to incite residents to provide negative commentary on the social media site Nextdoor. He writes long diatribes of misinformation, makes disparaging comments against BMS, often filled with nonsensical statements. He uses the forum for his personal soapbox, including the creation of two private groups, Laguna Woods Village Governance and Letter to Management in Laguna Woods Village, both of which he is the sole administrator and group moderator. This allows him to write whatever he wants, blocks or argues with anyone who tries to bring truth and reasons, and post gets removed. My post had been removed while others remained that side with him, including unkind posts by others where I have been told not to be on Nextdoor since I am not complaining. I have been argued with and have had my statement twisted around to agree with what he's saying. For residents who are unfamiliar with our governance, he makes it appear that he can solve all the problems they might encounter, which is not accurate in any way, shape, or form. His posting of misinformation makes it appear to others that the rest of the board and management don't know what they're doing, which is his sole intent. His continued outbursts and obvious anger in writing against everything and everyone associated with Laguna Woods Village is creating a stressful environment for the vast majority of residents who are quite content and happy to live in our beautiful community, and causing negativity where none exists. We are here to enjoy our retirement, and most of us do so until we read this post. Upon extended research and in my personal opinion, it would appear that he may be in violation of his code of ethics, non-disclosure agreement,
1 minute
CRF
remaining.
harassment policy, which specifically states this is not acceptable behavior, not to mention any other rules United Mutual may have in place. I love our community, and this behavior is just so unnecessary and unacceptable for the United Board to let go unchecked. There are many more residents that agree with me than agree with him, and we are tired of his bad behavior. Respectfully, I ask that the United Mutual Board take corrective action with this particular director to stop his uncensored use of social media. This concludes the members' email comment.
Thank you.
Our last comment is from Mary Stone, 356C.
Mary Stone, 356C. I'd like to reply to the person who talked about the membership lists. Membership lists are an asset of the corporation. They are given to people for specific purposes, and they are given to people by request. Civil Code 5200 to 5205 has all the qualifications for people, for members to get membership lists. They are not
passed out for general use. They are given when requested. And as part of the law, we can charge for it if it's printed. And I think it's when someone thinks we ought to hand out membership lists, I think they have a serious problem, because most of our members would not like that list to be given out freely.
Thank you, Mary. Are there any more speakers, Grant?
Seeing none,
I noticed on the screen that we've got two directors that have their hand up, so.
yes, that
they'll go at the
concludes
end. Thank
public
you.
comments. Mhm. So we can go to responses from open forum speakers. Mr. Chair, would you like me to have Director Toring speak at this time?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yes, as far as membership sharing issues, it's about fairness. It's according to the David Sterling law. We are not giving away freely, okay? That's the law says if you give it to one group of candidates, you have to give it to another group of candidates. So please do not mess up the issue. The second issue that I've talked about is there's a lot of complaints about the dwelling life in social media these days. And I believe many board members also receive the related emails. In dwelling life, some automated functions are now not available to residents. It requires staff involvement to do it for our residents, which dwelling life is designed to relieve unnecessary administrative efforts. I test those functions and they are not rumors. They are facts. Those capabilities are removed, and only the staff can do that. We require the staff to do it. Why take away those automated functions, instead spending valuable staff time and waste our assessment? This is not the only automated functions taken away from the residents. If we can allow the system to do the job, we will save our precious assessment and reduce our massive employee budget. Please allow our residents the necessary functions that can enhance their daily life in this village. Thank you very much.
Next speaker.
Director Akrakar?
Oh, wait till the end, Maggie.
Okay.
Is it me?
Yes, Cash, you're on.
Okay. I would like to request the board to allow meeting area like they used to have, and maybe even furnish it with a few benches. I think it's good to have people meet each other in this pandemic times anyway. And I don't see any problem or any nuisance caused by such gatherings. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Cash. That completes the comments by the members. We now will provide responses to those members. And we had a new procedure this last year that I think works very well. I'll have Jeff Parker first provide answers to those that he can. And then I'll open up to the board members. But a full list of the different members' comments is prepared. And some of them require some research to look into the item and see what could be done about it. And then that will be reported at the next board meeting. So for today, we will just provide whatever answers Jeff Parker can provide, or any of the directors are willing to volunteer their answers. So let's start with Jeff Parker, please.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to respond to a couple of them here, and we'll get back to a couple people. We have their phone numbers with regards to a couple considerations. With regards, I'm going to talk with a gathering place that's been mentioned by, and thank you for the photo that was submitted. I believe, and we'll look into this a little bit more, that this is in common area. And the problem is you have rules with regards to the usage of common area. And so we're going to have to look at the specifics of this area and how it relates to a common area. We could have received a complaint, and if there are chairs out there and they're in common area, then they would be subject to be removed because they're not allowed to be in common area. If this is an area that wants to have some kind of adjudication that's different than our common area protocol in your resolutions, then that's something that the board could certainly look at down the road. So we'll do some additional research to find out if this is standard common area, if it falls within the resolutions that you've already adopted, then that's the reason for the notice. But we'll do some more evaluation with regards to that. With regards to the issue of the mailing list, or what is known as the residence list of the information, that is requested and can be requested by a records request process. So an individual can make a records request to VMS for that information. And that records request is then compiled and put together for the individual making a request. It has nothing to do with the elections. That records request could be made anytime during the year. It is a separate issue. It is not something that was provided because of the election issue. Whether it was used for the election issue is not relevant at this point in time, because we do it based on when we receive a records request, and we receive them during the year. We don't receive them just during election time. So I want to make sure that there's an understanding that there is a difference between that. And the second one is a comment was made. I want to make sure two things. One, I responded to Mr. Greenman's letter, so I want to make sure everybody knows that we responded, and so has United. And secondly, there is no Laguna Woods Gmail account. We don't use Gmail here. That was an account that somebody had, but we don't use it. You know, we have vms.inc.org, and we have Laguna Woods Village.com, but we don't have a Gmail account. So I don't want people thinking out there that Laguna Woods has a Gmail account. That was a private account that was established. And again, going back to landscaping, we'll definitely take the comment that was made with regards to our landscaping crews and address that with our director of landscaping to continue to make constant improvements in that area. And those are the ones I can address. And like I indicated, the first lady that spoke from 922A, we'll circle back with her and see if we can get some additional information to address.
Thank you, Jeff. I'd like to add some comments to what Jeff said. First, with regard to the members list, because I had a lot of my neighbors ask me about it that got some of these emails. And it's something that I think all of you should be made aware of. And that's that the practice and policy here is that every year when you get your annual package that's got your assessment information and other data that's required to be provided to you by David Sterling, there's a form that's provided, which is an opt-out form. And if you don't fill that out and submit it to the association, then the association has the practice of making your email address and all your other information available to any member that requests that. I didn't know that till this last year, that they had this opt-out form, because I went back to my package and I couldn't find it. But I reminded Mr. Parker, and he assured me that this year they'll make sure that's in that package. But if you don't want your information given out, whether it's your address or your email address, then you need to fill out that opt-out form. The other thing that we've been told by our legal counsel is that this next year, that law is supposed to be changing to where your email address will not be included as part of your information that you provide the association. As far as the issue of legalities on these things, we've been advised by our attorney, and we're limited as to what we can tell you about these things, because these are, there's about 5 different items that can only be covered in what's called executive session, which are closed meetings that the directors have, and legal issues are one of them. But we have consulted with him, and so far he's indicated that there's nothing wrong with what was done. Now I'll open up to directors that have any answers that they want to provide to the members' comments. Maggie, go ahead. You can be first.
Hi. First, I'd like to speak about the the circle of chairs and so on, that we had prior works like that in the landscape committee years ago when I was director on the landscape committee. We were looking for spots to have dog parks where people could sit around in a circle and chat while their dogs were there. But that had to be okayed by all the nearby resident buildings. And unfortunately, because it was a dog park, people didn't want a dog park near their buildings. So one after another of those was canceled because the residents nearby didn't want it. But the circle of chairs and the idea of that was covered by the landscape committee. Now, the benches also were the purview of the landscape committee, and I was on chair of the landscape committee when we selected the green benches, and those indeed are the hardiest ones and the most durable and the easiest to dry off and so on. So for some reason, a year or so later, they gave up on those benches, but they are very hardy. So these two items can go back to the landscape committee and have them look at it. No one is saying that a circle of chairs is a donation of property. It's not a donation of property to any personal resident. So it is use for all. It's like up by outside of Clubhouse to the new area that has been freed up since they took the shuffleboard away. So that's for discussion in other meetings, and landscape would be one of them. So we can take that to those two. As to the record inspection, the attorney and Mr. Armendariz are correct. It is Article 5. It is record inspection, and Article 5 is 5200. And the code 5225 is the reason for the request of the membership list. You must request a membership list. They are not handed out for no reason, and sometimes they are denied. I have had access to those lists since 2012 when I first became interested in some things, and we were mailing to absentee landowners to get them to vote on things because they are the landowners and we wanted them to be sure to hear about the issue. And so we've done that for a long time. It was only last year that it became apparent that an email list could be used, also could be downloaded to us. Otherwise, the email list, the lists were all provided if you requested it. We requested only the outside owners, but one could request any of them, and the email list was on there, but you had to enter each one into your machine. This is the first year that we were able to get access to the whole list with one request. So that's been in the works since long before I even became a director or involved in anything. So that is the right for this. As far as using social media, if you are a director, you must be careful what you say on social media because you are not speaking for the board if you are not relating the decisions made by the board. If you are disagreeing with the board or speaking outside what the board has considered, then you should not be speaking that on social media as if you were a board member. And it's hard to pretend you're not a board member when you keep mentioning you are a board member. So people who use social media in that way must be very careful. I thank you for all your comments. I think many of them we will try to rehandle again in landscape and the other committees. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Now, I have three more board members who want to speak. The first one will be Pat English, and then it'll be Diane Casey, And then I see Azar has her hand up on the screen.
I promise I'll be short on this one. I don't think it's right that we should leave some of these important issues until our next meeting. And so I would like to say that the two members that stood up to say that they felt they'd be
Can't hear.
irregular.
You have to sit down to use the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just thought that we should not leave these irregularities until our next meeting. We need to talk about them now. And what I can say is very brief, that we did pass this by our attorney, and he blessed it. He said it was okay the way it had been handled. So please don't think there were any irregularities in the voting process, because there weren't. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Diane is next.
Yes, I just wanted to talk about the cul-de-sac, or the area that has the tables and chairs. You know, I have been jogging, you know, I lived here for 17 years, and my path for jogging ends coming through that area where the tables and chairs are. And I was shocked the other day when I saw those things posted on the trees, you know, that it was so rude. So anyway, I think that it could be handled a different way. I know people have been not allowed to have chairs right outside their unit where there's a little area, right in front of their sliding glass door. That's a private area because a neighbor doesn't want it, you know. There should be some rules that protect people. And I think, you know, because this was allowed, you know, by landscaping, maybe it could be looked at again. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. As Diane said, and Maggie as well, I think landscaping will look into that, and Jeff Parker will push them along. And we hope to have an answer for you for the next meeting. All right? Go ahead. You have your hand up. Make it quick, please.
Are we being forced to remove everything?
No. We're going to take things under consideration at this moment. Okay, you have to wait for us. Oh, it did? I don't know anything about that. Jeff, do you have an answer for that?
We will check with compliance and work with you to get this back on your agenda in November.
Okay. They'll get an answer for you. Thank you. Well, if we have no further comments, then that concludes the meeting.
We have a comment from Director Asghari.
Oh, Azar. Excuse me, Azar. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, it seems many you cannot see hands on the little hands on the monitor. My comment is about actually addresses, because I was the last one about the common area. Considering this is a retirement place, and absolutely the stage of 55 plus is the big name for this place. I am asking Mr. Parker, consider this one. Yes, it is a common area. So it definitely is a common area, but if the personal chair is not acceptable, maybe a nice designer make a design for these people to sitting, and especially for the person that talk about chairs along the long side of the walk and trail. I am agree with that. And if we bring one designer and put some chairs for along the side, would be great, because anyway, this is a 55 plus. I 100% support those people, and I would like to see very fast result about this matter, and not taking this gathering from this. She mentioned women and men. The chair doesn't belong to women or men, but anybody that wants to gather, especially this hard time of not having lots of social life. Thank you for considering this one a fast result. Thank you.
Okay, I guess next one is me, Andre.
This is not.
Okay.
As an answer to a member's comments, that's all we want to hear. Okay?
Yes.
Can you recognize Andre?
Yes. Yes, I would like to make the statement that VMS doesn't have authority to common area. The authority lies in with board director. No contractors can decide for the residents, for the board, what is right or what is wrong. They have to have the approval of the board. Okay, so these decisions cannot be unilaterally executed by VMS. It's a common area, so we have the authority to do it. They need to bring to the board. That's why a lot of board members mention it needs to go to the landscape committee. That is the correct procedure. Board has the authority to make any of the decisions. And VMS, if they want to do something, they can recommend to the committee and then bring up to the board for a vote. Only approved standard operating procedures can be executed without additional board individual approval. Unfortunately, at this point, we don't see any SOPs, standard operating procedures. So there's a lot of arguments of who's supposed to do what. Are they allowed to do this one, and why are they doing these things? So I just want to make sure we all understand that the board has the authority. VMS doesn't have the authority. Okay, that's what my comment is. And as far as the benches is concerned, the board has the authority, not VMS has the authority. Not just because it's a common area.
Thank you, Andre. We know that. Thank you.
Yes. I hope that VMS also knows that too. Thank you.
Go ahead, Cash.
Thank you, Armandar. It's excellently conducted meeting, and I just want to applaud you for professionally handling the whole meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Cash. Does that conclude all the speakers that want to respond?
Yes.
Jeff, do you want to answer her?
Asking for a point of clarification.
I can't hear her. I don't.
We do have a member who is asking for a point of clarification. If she's recognized to speak.
No, as far as I'm concerned, this meeting is over with. So let's adjourn the meeting. Thank you. Okay, if everybody's ready, we're next part of the meeting. Is the United Organizational Meeting of the Board of Directors.
If you would allow about like 5 minutes or so, it will take just
Okay.
a few minutes to change things up.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break so everybody can Hello, I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the United Organizational Meeting of the Board of Directors. It is Tuesday, October the 12th, 2021 at 10:49, it looks like. First item on the agenda is, after the call of the meeting, is the approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion? Thank you, Maggie. We have a motion. Do I have a second? Thank you, Diane. We have approval of the agenda. Next is the approval of the minutes from the last organizational meeting held a year ago, November 10th, 2020. And that was the 45th organizational meeting. May I have a motion to approve that?
Here.
Thank you. May I have a second? Thank you, Maggie. Okay, that approves the minutes. We come to item 4 on the agenda now, and that's the election of the officers. And what I'd like to do there is we will nominate each position individually and then vote on it. And we will begin by opening up the nominations for the excuse me, office of president. Maggie, go ahead. Thank you.
I nominate Anthony Liberatore.
Thank you, Maggie. Anthony, do you accept that nomination?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I accept the nomination.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations for president?
Yes.
I see Riza.
I nominate Manuel for president.
Thank you. I'll accept that nomination. Are there any more nominations for the position of president? All right, that will close the nominations for the position of president. We will now pass out the pieces of paper to place your vote on, and Cheryl will collect those votes.
Mr. Chair,
the
if I...
people that are on virtually, I think, have to use their comment box to do the voting. And Grant will explain that to you. Go ahead, Grant.
Thank you. So please, directors, please go to your chat box for the voting. And once you are in the chat box, there is a drop-down menu at the bottom that says, has a 2, and then you can click the arrow. You're going to want to select then conference organizer, direct message. Once you have selected that, go ahead and type in the candidate of your choice, and your vote will be tallied.
You're voting on your ballot. On my ballot. Oh, okay. That's easy enough.
Grant, we don't have the organizer.
Drop-down menu. Nida, if you use drop-down menu, on the top, there is an organizer, conference organizer.
I think Reza, if you go into the chat box, you will see it, a little arrow.
Yes, I did, Cash. I was talking to Neda.
Yeah, then if you go down, you will see conference organizer.
I have seen it. Neda was asking.
Oh, okay.
Grant, when I go to the more, I have chat, webinar settings, minimize webinar background, and filter.
No, just use chat, Neda.
I went to the chat. Nothing says that about the organize
No,
it?
there is
This
a
is my
drop down.
question.
There is a drop-down menu. Push the arrow.
I don't have it.
I don't know. Then ask, because you should. I get a drop-down menu with the arrow facing down, and when you push the arrow, you see the conference organized.
Is Nada a panelist? Nada may not be a panelist to see all everybody.
No, I have a panelist. I'm the panelist. Okay, just let me talk to Grant, okay? Thank you. Grant, are you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Grant, look at that. It says that sent to host and panelist, okay? When I just push that arrow, it says host and panelist, everyone. I just go to the host and panelist and you can see it. Am I right?
So that you will not want to choose that one. Are you able to scroll down further on that menu?
Okay, I see something else. Okay, let me see. It says conference and organizer. This is good.
That is what you're looking for.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you so much. Grant, did you get it?
We did receive it. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant.
Grant, when you complete the tally, go ahead and announce the results, please.
The results are, there are 6 votes for Anthony Liberatore, 4 votes for Manuel Armendariz, and 1 vote was abstained.
Thank you. I will now turn over the meeting to the new president.
Congratulations. Thank you, man. Good luck. Gonna need it. Thanks to everybody for voting for me, and I will try to carry on for United in the best way possible. And thank you, Director Armendariz, who stepped in for Sue, has done a great job. Thank you very much. Now, let's go on. I'd like to receive nominations for the first vice president. Do I have any nominations from the floor?
I nominate
I know.
Manuel Armendariz.
I'll accept that nomination.
We have one
I'll accept that
nomination.
nomination from Cash.
All right, Director Armendariz accepts the nomination for first vice president. Are there any other nominations for first vice president?
I'll vote for Diane Casey.
We
First
have
president.
Diane Casey's been nominated. Diane, do you accept that position?
Yes.
Diane accepts the position if she's voted for. Are there any other nominations for first vice president? Seeing none,
Yes.
hearing none, nominations for
Yes.
vice president are
Hello?
closed.
There was a nomination that Director Bastani would like to give.
From who?
Director Bastani would
I
like
have
to
put it
give
on
a
the
nomination.
chat box. I put it on the chat, so I nominate Manuel for first vice president.
It's already been nominated.
Thank you.
All right, so Director Armendariz has already been nominated, is that correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So the nominations for Vice President are closed. Please, staff, pass out the
Directors,
ballots, please.
directors via Zoom, please now send in your vote for first vice president.
When you're ready, you have the floor, Grant.
Have we selected first VP because I cannot hear anything?
No, we're still counting. Grant has the floor when he's got the numbers.
The results are there are 6 votes for Manuel Armendariz, 5 votes for Diane Casey.
So Director Armendariz is the first Vice President.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Director Armendariz, you can take your place here. All right. Armin, do you want to take your place?
Second Vice President.
Okay.
Yeah, I accept.
All right. We're going to open up nominations now for the second Vice President. Do I have any nominations from the floor for second Vice President?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Reza Bastani, please.
Maggie?
I nominate Cash Becker-Carr.
I accept. Thank you, Maggie.
All right. Thank you, Cash.
I nominate Diane Casey.
Pat nominates Diane Casey. Diane, would you accept if you're? Yes. Diane says she will accept. Okay. Can we, I see no other nominations. I hear no other nominations for second Vice President. So can you cast your votes, please?
Thank you.
And the directors on the Zoom there, please do your voting. And Grant, when you have the count, you have the floor.
The results are there is 4 votes for Reza Bastani, 4 votes for Diane Casey, and 3 votes for Cash Akrakar.
All right, so we have a tie, huh?
I believe we
Between-
have to have another vote for the two highest candidates.
Yes, we do. So Reza and Diane, is that what you got?
No.
All right, so we'll cast ballots again. We'll vote for the 2 remaining candidates, is Diane Casey and Reza Akrakar.
No, Reza Bastani.
Bastani, I'm sorry.
Please vote now in Zoom. Please indicate that your second vote for the second vice president. Please indicate that it is your second vote.
All right. Paper ballots are in, and Grant, you have the floor when you have the count.
I apologize to every director on Zoom. Could you please recast your vote on Zoom?
Did you get my vote, Grant? This is Cash.
If every director could please recast their vote for Zoom.
What do you mean you cast the Zoom? What are you talking about?
The results are there is 6 votes for Reza Bastani, 5 votes for Diane Casey.
So Reza Bastani is our new second vice president. Okay. Now I'm looking for nominations for board secretary.
I would like to nominate Neda Ardani.
I would like to nominate Maggie Blackwell.
Well, we have Neda, and what did you say, Pat?
Maggie Blackwell.
Maggie. Are there any other nominations for secretary? Anybody from the Zoom crowd here? I don't hear anything.
Did they accept?
Do you accept your nomination? Reza? Who's the other one here?
I'm sorry?
Yes, Tony.
Neda, do you
Yes.
accept?
Neda Ardani.
Okay, Neda
Sure,
accepts.
sure, Tony.
Okay, Maggie accepts. Let's begin the voting, please.
Thank you.
All right, paper ballots are in, and we'll wait for Grant to give us the numbers.
The results are there are 6 votes for Neda Ardani, 5 votes for Maggie Blackwell.
All right, Neda Ardani is our new board secretary. Congratulations. All right. Now we're going to take nominations for treasurer.
I would like to nominate Diane Casey.
All right.
Tony, I want to nominate Azar Askari for treasurer.
Who? Asani, okay. So we have Diane.
Yeah.
I'd like to nominate myself.
Pat English.
Desperation.
That is desperation.
So who did Neda? I can't hear. What did Neda?
No.
Ascari, okay. Do I hear, do the nominees accept?
Yes.
Neda, do you accept?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do
Or-
accept as treasurer. This is Azar Askari.
All right, there are no other nominations. Voting is closed.
Diane Casey accepted, yeah.
Thank you.
Hmm.
The results are there are 5 votes for Azar Asghari, 4 votes for Pat English, 2 votes for Diane Casey.
So Azar congratulations, Azar, you are the treasurer. Now,
Wait a minute.
Thank you, everyone.
Raises
Azar
the second
Asghari.
vice president.
all right, Grant, could you give us the lineup, please, officially for the record? What do you have over there for who we have for this year?
For president, we have Anthony Liberatore. For first vice president, we have Manuel Armendariz. For second vice president, we have Reza Bastani. For secretary, we have Neda Ardani. And treasurer is Azar Asghari.
Okay, that for United People, this is your new director lineup for the year. And I'd like to ask the directors who are here to take their places. Okay. All right, now I'd like to entertain a motion to close nominations.
I move.
Reza moves to close nomination. Do I have a second?
I second.
All right, we have a second. Nominations are closed. And we have the ex officio officers. And I'd like to have our secretary read those.
Jeff Parker, Vice President ex officio, Siobhan Foster, Assistant Secretary ex officio, and Steve Hormuth, Assistant Treasurer ex officio.
And who is our secretary?
Ned Ardani.
Could you read the resolution? Do you have the resolution? Neda?
Sorry, Tony, I don't have anything. It's. Let me
All right,
see.
Kate, I'll ask.
Maybe maybe I can
staff
find
to
it
read
through
the
annual meeting.
resolution.
Please, thank you.
Right. Grant, could you read the resolution, please?
Absolutely. Resolution 0121XX, Appointment of Officers, resolved on October 12, 2021, pursuant to Laguna Woods Village Mutual Bylaws, Article 9, which sets guidelines, terms, and responsibilities for the election of the officers to this corporation. The following persons are hereby elected to the office indicated next to their names to serve. Anthony Liberatore, President. Manuel Armendariz, First Vice President. Reza Bastani, Second Vice President. Neda Ardani, Secretary. Azar Asghari, Treasurer. Resolved further that the following staff person is hereby appointed as ex officio officer of this corporation. Jeff Parker, Vice President ex officio. Siobhan Foster, Assistant Secretary ex officio. Steve Hormuth, Assistant Treasurer ex officio. Resolved further that Resolution 012140, adopted June 8, 2021, is hereby superseded and canceled. And resolved further that the officers and agents of this corporation are directed on behalf of the corporation to carry out this resolution.
Thank you, Grant. Let this record show that Grant is speaking for Neda, who's remote. And now I'd like to have entertain a motion to approve the resolution that Grant just won. Do I have a motion from the floor?
I so move.
Moved by Manuel. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second. All right, so a motion to accept Resolution 0121 has been approved by the board. Thank you very much. Now, it just went, normally, under Robert's rules, when you adjourn, it takes a motion from the floor, except when your agenda has been exhausted. When the agenda is done, the chair can adjourn the meeting. So I declare the meeting adjourned.